and knowing English a little bit more, it changed my personal life as well, not just my English.
Hello, hello. Today I have the honor, the pleasure to have Daniela Vasinkova here with us. And she has so many things that I'm sure that you will enjoy watching this interview. Daniela, welcome here.
Hi,
Welcome to
Lynda. Thank you so much for having me. It's my honor to be here with you because you are so experienced interviewer and so many amazing people you've already interviewed. So it's really my pleasure and honor.
it's I believe like it's her aura, like she has something very special. It's not only her hair. She's from Czech Republic, and I want to know more about you. So first, can we tell us about your journey, your English journey?
I started to learn English on grammar school, like it's similar like high school in US, would say.
Okay.
So, but it was like once or twice a week, like some
Okay.
lessons, filling the
Yes.
gaps, the exercise book, and no speaking and no like
Okay.
pronunciation lessons. It's a similar, I think, everywhere. It was
Yes.
similar.
Yes.
Maybe now
Yes.
it's a
That's
better
something.
now.
Yeah, that's something in common. But
Mhm.
I have figuring like probably in Europe it's more than it's they focus on writing and reading because they want people do good in test and that's it. Yeah, yeah, I figure
That's
that.
it.
Wow,
That's it.
that's
It's
very
always,
interesting.
if you try to do some tests, what your level of English, you usually get a better result. That
Mm.
is because of you have a time to fill in the gaps and
Yes,
But if
yes,
you need to use English, like now we use it, it's
that's true.
different level.
Okay, once you
Well,
graduated from high school, so you haven't able to speak. Yes, you had
definitely
not at
not.
that time.
No, and I
Okay.
was shy, and I like wasn't able. I avoided every opportunity to speak because it was like not enough, not enough. But actually, there was no chance to speak with because no one around me was speaking English, and that time we hadn't allowed to travel, just like in our neighbors, because we lived in Czech Republic behind a iron curtain, could say.
Yes.
So there was no chance to use it at all. And I graduated in economics, and I work as an accountant actually whole my life almost.
Okay.
But a lot of like changes became like even before. And one of the most important for me happened when I like decided to quit my job as an accountant, which I was doing over 16 years, and I totally changed my life and became a gardener, which is like dream job for me because I truly love that, and I can afford it. Thanks to my beloved partner, he supported me to do this because it wasn't so easy as it looks like now. And I'm really happy I was able to do it. And yeah, and during that time, a lot of things changed, and I got actually more time to work on my English because as a gardener, I can like work because I work physically, and I can like use my MP3 player and use my like earbud, and I can listening, shadowing, repeating, practicing English, listening audiobooks, and it is really helpful.
So where did you find your passion for English? For the music?
Yes, definitely. It was through the music, definitely, because I'm a music person. I love songs, and I always wanted to understand, but it was so hard. But still, it is hard still. Like,
Okay, and how
but
was your journey? How did you start learning? So you start just translating, or what was your method?
yeah, by that time, it was time before internet, kind of. So we hadn't so many amazing tools to use to translate, to find a way. So you can just use like paper vocabulary dictionary.
Yes.
And it was enough because you wasn't able to put the words together and get the meaning of the whole thing. And my partner, my beloved partner, he's a really supportive and great guy. And when we were traveling, he asked me to call to our accommodation, to our hotel, to like change something. And I wasn't able to do it because I was so scared. I felt embarrassed. I felt like I'm not able to speak through the phone at all. And
Boyfriend, does he speak English?
he's confident, and he doesn't care about like some grammar or whatever. He just use hands and speak how he was able, and that's it. And yeah, he can make like any
I'm going to
conversation
ask you a
actually.
question here. So you said he's
Yes.
confident. Do you think confidence, you build the confidence, you born with the confidence, or you just create the confidence, or how confidence works in one person?
But I've never been confident like all my life, like a small kid, never ever. And so actually, I'm quite surprised from myself, like when I got this confidence, because
Okay.
and
So
I feel
yeah,
really
you build it.
confident now. Yeah, I built it through the life. Really helped me out was to start doing it. Like the first step was definitely like so hard. I wasn't like preparing for it 1 week maybe to post my first video in Hadar's
The
group.
group.
And then I did it, and it was such a relief, and it definitely changed my life because everything happened in a safe environment, in safe community, and that was the key. And now I can speak on the street really freely. And during the 3 years I definitely built my confidence a lot. And yeah, I feel much better and even younger. I don't know
Yes,
how it's
yes.
possible, but it is like
And do you think you're confident, you are more confident in your personal life because you now speak better English?
yes, definitely it influenced my life, like generally, not just when I speak English. I really enjoy it, but even like in my normal life, like what I do every day, I feel much better. And I can I can tell you the most, I don't know how to say, I was definitely really scared to speak in front of my daughter, and I like overcome it. So I feel so good now. I can speak with my daughter in English, and because there was some bad memory from her childhood. Actually, it was a funny story, and when I told her, she was like, "What, mom? I never thought you could like feel about it so bad." And it was like many years ago when we were on some holiday, and I uh, went to the reception hotel, and I was asking for keys for something, and I said I would like to get K, and she was like, "Mom, what did you say?" And I was, oh, and I was so embarrassed. So since that moment, I didn't want to speak in front of her, and such a one word. And I remember that whole the time, and she was like, yeah, so it could happen. Like the small thing can change your life for so long time.
Yes,
It's
and everything is mindset. Yes, because
yes,
it's
mindset.
weird because sometimes we just leave one little thing, like you said, converted in a normal thing, and instead everything that is positive, we don't take that, that doesn't count. So we don't count about that. So that's the good things. No, no, no. But the bad things, yeah, it's
Yeah,
now we are
yes.
going to put on a Zoom. Wow,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. Our brain exaggerated, and
yeah.
yeah, and if we know how to tackle with it, we can like get much better. So
I
mindset is the
I
best.
saw one video. I think was the first video that your boyfriend helped you to record it.
Yes.
And that, I think that video changed also your confidence. Yes.
Definitely. The
Yeah.
first step, it's so like important. Like we
And it's
need to.
incredible because, sorry, this happened to everybody. So when I started speaking English was the same. And I figure like many people, they feel embarrassed talking with the loved ones rather than the other people. And who do care about you? The other people or your loved ones? So we
Yeah.
just need to do the first step and then everything will be easier.
Yes.
But I got more stuff that I want you to help us. So the first one is about the method. You have two methods that I figured to learn English for vocabulary.
Mhm.
So as I remember, one was you draw the words. Explain us how people can use that method.
Yeah, to draw. I think it depends. If you are like visual person, it's much easier to get from the picture because pictures is more than 1,000 words. You can see the picture, the whole picture, and you can draw it and enjoy it, and you can like make it like a map, mind map, and some
Yeah.
connections, and you can like learn like a whole bunch of words together, like not just the word you are focused on, but many words around, and with prepositions and all that stuff. And I always love to draw, to paint something, so it's natural to me to try it that way, and it really works. So, and I enjoy, like I always have already my like pastels,
Okay.
and so I like it. Sitting at the table and draw some picture, and it's better to
And that
stick in my
helped you
brain.
for your memory. Okay, that's good. And the other thing is you playing with words.
I tried so many things and tried to create some rhymes and tongue twisters, or and also it's good to use some movement. You know, if I try to, I don't know, focus on some word, look around, so you look around, like to see all around, to put it into the movement, and it's helpful. So I try to put everything together and repeat it, and it's easier through songs. That's another way.
Okay. And what is the easiest part for you about English? The easiest part, something that you said, oh, that's very easy for me and I love to do this.
I think the easiest part is reading, because you have time, you can see it perfectly separated, the word, so it's no chunks. If we
What kind
just
of books
listen,
do you read?
I try to read what I find, but actually now I don't do it so much because it's so easy for me.
What is the most difficult part or the most boring part for you?
Boring part, I wouldn't say anything is boring, but the most difficult part is listening. Oh yeah, since beginning to now, till now, it's still like listening to be challenged to listen different speakers with different accents and get all the chance. So I try to work on it like almost every day, like small part, and listen and try to write it down,
Yes.
and then compare it with the
That's a good
original.
strategy. And now that you just went to the Erasmus program, yes, in Ireland.
Yes. Yeah, it was
And
amazing.
how was that experience? Can you tell us about that?
So we got a chance to go just for 1 week, but it's a amazing experience because you are immersed in the language for a whole week. And I was traveling with one colleague of mine, and I was like warning her before we went, like no Czech language during the week, any words in Czech language, because there was so many people from around the world, and they spoke every break, every I think every evenings
Accents also.
between them in Italian, Spanish, whatever language they were speaking. But I was really insistent on it, and I was speaking whole time in English. And if someone like start to speak to me like in my native language, I start to answer just in English and sorry. can get like switch on English, and they accept it. So it was perfect to immerse yourself into the language and also challenge yourself, because Irish accent is totally different.
Can you try to imitate it?
No, I'm not able. I'm not able to imitate it, but we can find some video of Irish people. But actually, as I got so much confidence during my hard horse life, so I had actually no problem to communicate, even if I wasn't able to get every single word.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
The meaning is clear. It was clear, and if I needed to ask, I asked. And it was really a huge step, because before I always felt embarrassed if I need to ask for repetition. But now I feel free to ask for repetition if I don't understand. And my teacher, because they put me in the like advanced level, and my teacher was like native Irish teacher, because in that school it was international teachers, and so many teachers from around the world. And I got like main teacher for morning classes, and another teacher for afternoon, like more relaxed and conversation classes. And she was American. Actually, it was easier for me, much more easier, that afternoon classes. But morning, he was really speaking like normally with their friends, not like a teacher. And actually he used a chewing gum as well, so it was so hard to get it. It was a huge challenge. It was a huge challenge.
And what topics did they teach you?
Like common topics, but as that system in the school, because there is so many people who pay for themselves, and they are there for 1 year, 6 months, so many different kind of students. So that new people every Monday morning, they put there in some classes, like
different classes. So they change classes. every week. They change.
And change. I was in the class with some people who were studying there for many months, and their topic for this week was science. And I was like, such a difficult topic with so many strange, fancy, advanced words and vocabulary. And so, but actually it was fun. I learned a lot, like so many like Irish expressions I've never used in my future. And but it was something new, and especially I was communicated like with different people during the breaks and afternoon and evening, with the people on the streets and in the shops, and it was so easy. Actually, we met some guy in the pub, because the Irish pub nightlife is really famous, and it was really amazing. So we meet up, and they are really friendly and communicative. If I compare it with my experience a year ago when I was in London with my daughter just for a trip, and I struggled a lot with understanding local like Londoners, and I wasn't able to speak like in the cafes, and so because I didn't understand what they said. And now in Ireland, it was kind of easy. Maybe it's a 1 year, like 1 more year studying. So I think
that is fun. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to, before all my interviews, I like to listen, watch some videos, or try to take more information about the person. And when I was watching this, I came to the videos that you made in 2021. And it's fun because I was thinking her English was very good. Probably her confidence, no. But it's like sometimes you go to one place and you feel, I don't understand, and you feel frustrated. But in reality, everything was mindset. Was like you were very afraid and you didn't want to expose yourself, like you block yourself. Because I can see like your English over there, and now it's very clear. So wow, that's very interesting. And I
think you nail it. It's about the confidence, that the difference is in mindset and
absolutely
in my confidence.
And also you put you have one point here that is very important, and it's like, finally, the gear has many components. It's grammar, it's pronunciation, it's mindset, it's everything goes together. But once you create the good mindset, it's like everything start flowing. Yeah, it's but of course you need a little bit of everything. It's not only one thing. It's like sometimes we just focus in pronunciation, and it's not so. But yes, it's important, but it's not only the only clue. I will think like it's 80% mindset and the rest, but the rest is important. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to speak about your gardener profession. I love this. I love this because all your videos are about that. And every day, do you learn something in the garden?
Definitely. Because I haven't studied this topic at all. And I became gardener like just randomly, could say.
What do you do there?
I have that responsibility about my part of garden, and I can see how it like works during the year and how it's grow and what I need to do like in spring and what I need to do during the summer and during the autumn or fall. And you can like observe it and enjoy it, and every day it's a different. So I truly love that job.
Because that's your passion, and we can see that that's your passion. Can you compare that with your English? Because I know that English is also your passion.
Yes, definitely.
Every day you learn something in the garden, and every day do you learn something in English?
Yes, definitely.
So you do exercises every day, or no? Not really.
I do every day. It's like my strong habits, my daily routine. I do everything, at least morning sprint like we have in Beyond, and I try. Like this week I was absent because I wasn't feel good, so I was absent, but normally I usually do it almost on daily basis to do something.
Yeah, that's a good point also.
Yeah. And you're right. If we don't take care of some part of it, we can lose it. And I realized because I was doing a lot of live streams from the garden, and one day I just like start to do more videos, which is like not bad because if you do videos, you can more focus on grammar or something, and if you go live, it's more like spontaneous, and you practice more to be able to communicate without preparation. So I love both ways. But then I realized I haven't live maybe month, and it was quite difficult to get back on the live. It was like, oh, I need to prepare something, and so I needed to push myself a little bit to try to do it and just click on the button and start to speak about something, because we need both. Be brief and be swift and be courageous, and on the other hand, to prepare yourself and to like work on vocabulary, on topic, and then like try to bring some like nice outcome, like good video with meaning, something. Because sometimes if I go live, I like just start to rambling around, and but it's more spontaneous, so I love both.
Okay, and one thing more, because I need to ask about your culture. Um, I feel like your life is very calm. I don't know if that's true. Uh, here in America, you can have 2, 3 jobs. The life is it's just go fast, and everybody has multiple activities. And how's the life there?
I think it depends on your needs, I would say. Um, like when I was younger and my daughter was like a child, I needed more money. So I had 2 jobs as well, like to get more money. But now my daughter is adult and I live with perfect relationship with my partner and he's supportive. So I don't need to work so hard to make some money, and I can enjoy life as it is. And but it depends, if you want more, like you want to achieve something, you buy something, people have the second job as well if they need it. but I think there's not like 100% like common here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here the same here, but usually I don't know. I have in my mind like probably over there is a little more calm. I don't know if it's because of the colors. I don't know why, because of the nature, because the landscape there is beautiful. I don't know. I just have in my mind like that the life is a little calm. And what about the food?
Oh, food. That's a topic.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
Yeah, you mean like some special food from my
Yes,
country?
yes.
I think that Czech cuisine is kind of like heavy, could say like the traditional. There's so many influences from different cuisines, like from Italian and Chinese and Japanese, and so I think normally people don't eat like before when I was kid.
What about drinks?
We are like on the first place in the world per capita, the huge consuming of beer. I'm not sure if we are like on first place, but we are really high. I live in a part of my country in the south, and there is like a wine part of my country, so I prefer to drink wine, and we have quite a good wine here.
It's
And
expensive or cheap?
I think we can easily to afford it. The
What
beer is
is
the same.
what is expensive there?
It's definitely difficult to afford to buy a house
Okay.
or apartment. It's really nowadays, it's like kind of crazy. I think it's impossible to make money and buy some property now. In the
Wow.
past, it was quite easier, and now it's
Okay.
like everything changed.
Wow.
And like
And the
fuel
rent, it's expensive?
also
Yeah, okay.
expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And of course, fuel is now quite like oil
Yes.
is
Yeah.
it's expensive, and start to be even local fruit became expensive too.
What is the main transportation?
Mm, we have a pretty good like railways here,
Okay.
so you can use a train, but actually train is more expensive than bus usually.
Okay.
So it's more comfortable but more expensive. So, and we have a like great net of buses as well, so it's easy. Even without car you can get whenever. And
Do you know Colombia?
I've seen so many beautiful pictures because there are so many beautiful orchids and plants we have
Yes,
in our
orchids. Yeah.
greenhouse as well, and lovely people. And there is such a like a vibe in South America. I feel it like a such a like energy, and everything is
Okay.
like moving and dancing and
Okay,
like
yeah.
noisy. And so maybe it's not true. I've never been there, which
Yeah.
is like pity. I hope one day it
You will.
it will happen, but like I'm not able to distinguish so much, but I think there's like amazing countries. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's happened to me the same. So every time that I interview someone, sometimes I said, I didn't know things about that country because that was I knew of course about the name of the country and that's it. And I said, that's sad,
Mhm,
no?
mhm, mhm,
But that's
mhm.
the beauty of the English. So when you connect with people, like you can speak about different topics, that's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
how if you can compare um Daniela before English and after English. So it's a different person.
Yeah, definitely. And it opened English. It's an amazing tool. Not just like tool, it's a beautiful sound, and I love that. Like listen to English, but like a tool, English like a tool, like mm, opened like whole new world for me, and not just informations and connections, and especially our community, because I'm in touch with people all around the world, and it's something really special. And I hadn't thought I could like get something like this in my life like 5 years ago. Yeah, because definitely changed my life, and it also like allowed me to do this, my very first solo trip this year, because I tried to travel with my daughter or my partner or with my friends, but I've never been somewhere on my own, like abroad. And I pushed myself to try it, and there was, because of English, because of connection with people, so I decided to go to Rome and met some Beyonders, and it was such a life-changing experience. And I realized I can do it. I can do it on my own. And it's everything because of English, because of community, because of the support, and also because of me, because I was the one who needed to make the first step out of my comfort zone, the 3 years ago when I joined community and I post my first uh, video in my life. And it changed my life, like slowly, but it changed. And after 3 years, I'm totally different woman.
Wow, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
superwoman. I like that. Do you have any plan with using your English?
One colleague of mine told me, actually, it was the colleague, she was with me in Ireland, and she was like, you should use your English like on daily basis, and because you can make it. But I was like, I would rather to keep it like my hobby number one, the something
Okay.
I do for fun, for my pleasure.
Every time that you are going to do a research for something, do you do it in English or in Czech?
Yes, since that point, maybe 2 years ago, I really changed everything. I switched my phone into English, and I always, when I search for some information, I go for like English websites, and I always try to find anything. And if I really don't understand some point, I like translate it. But usually I go always for English, because I want to be like surrounded with English environment, because I, in my country, I don't have almost any chance to speak English here. And sometimes I met someone in the garden, and I can like exchange few phrases, like if they ask something, they are like looking for
Yeah,
bathroom or something,
yeah, 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 yeah.
but I have no much chance to speak. But with this community, I like can achieve whatever I want. And I would just wanted to add, I was always thinking, because I also love like Spanish language, and I was like, maybe when I'm retired, I'll be like with English on that point, on that level I would like to be. So I have a plan to start with Spanish when I'm
Yeah.
retired, because if you are retired, you have much more time there. So it's going to be my third language, Spanish,
Sure.
definitely.
Absolutely. And you will have the time. I'm sure about
Yes.
that. So thank you, Daniela. This was a
Thank
wonderful
you.
interview. I enjoyed the time that we were together. I learned about you, about your country, about the English, because I love everything about English. So thank
Yeah,
you.
me too, me
Thank
too.
you.
I thank you for inviting me and give me that chance to be with you. It's so lovely, and thank you
It
so
was.
much.
Thank you.